Greetings to you. I'm Brother Chad Muhammad, the student minister of Mosque number 47 right here in Tampa, Florida, under the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and co-host for this week's segment of Closing the Gap. To all of our viewing and listening audience, we thank Almighty God, Allah, for your presence, and we are very grateful that you have taken the time out of your busy schedule to be with us on this special occasion. Allow me to first open up in the most holy name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah who appeared in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, and that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is his exalted Christ, and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the Messiah of the Christ. To everyone tuning in, we like to greet you with the greeting words of Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Unto the line. We are excited to present today part 2 of the test and testimony. The journey continues. After part 1 have literally tens of thousands of views across social media with so many likes, we had to run it back. At this time, family, I would like to also acknowledge and open the floor up to our dear sister, who is the interim editor of the Final Call newspaper, Sister Stala Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Stala. Okay, she might still be having some technical difficulties. Inshallah, our sister will be with us shortly, trying to get the technical difficulties together. Also, as you see, it's only 2 of us, just how it was last week. So last week it was Student Minister James and Sister Stala, where this week is myself and Sister Stala. So I would like to extend to our guests and listeners the greeting of Assalamu alaikum from our host and big brother, Student Minister James Muhammad, who is traveling in Atlanta this weekend, and also from our student regional minister, Brother Patrick Muhammad of Assalamu alaikum also. All right. So family, we thank those that had a chance as far as to watch Closing the Gap last week. It was very, very inspirational. Student Minister Abdul, Malik, when I tell you, while I was in Chicago, it was people coming up to me and they was telling me about it. And I'm like, I still got to watch it. I ain't get a chance yet. And we just thank all those that view, that support, that share Closing the Gap. We just appreciate you tuning in and ask that you will continue to support us. As you see, our guest today for part 2 is our student minister, Brother Abdul Malik Sayyid. Our guest today is a father and a husband, a believer and an achiever, a motivator and inspirator, bringing unity in the community and abroad. He is a businessman and a spiritual advisor to those in the neighborhood, to some of the stars in Hollywood. Under his courageous leadership skills, he has been a voice for the people and even those in law enforcement. In the fight against hunger, he established Your Farmers Market. His work speaks for itself and have earned him the position in 1995 as being the West Coast Student Regional Minister of the Nation of Islam. At this time, family, let us welcome our dear brother, Student Regional Minister Abdul Malik Sayyid Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, dear brother.
Wa alaikum salam, Brother Chad. It's
I'm
good
good.
to be back on Closing the Gap broadcast. It's good to see you and my dear sister, Sister Starla. I'm just blown away in one sense, but so grateful and thankful because, I really was hesitant on coming on any platforms to talk about my illness, my experience. But now I see why Master Father Muhammad would have me to have gone through, such a journey, because now it has inspired so many, particularly brothers who, for whatever reasons and isms we have towards doctors, many sisters, MGT, women across the country has thanked my wife and told her to tell me thank you because their husbands now are going to the doctor. One sister, her husband went to the doctor and his blood pressure was so high they had to admit him into the hospital
Hmm.
and didn't know why he hadn't had a stroke. So I'm just thankful that Allah used me. Thank you for closing the gap broadcast. I think you all should be getting a lot of views. I've been kind of
Yes,
busy.
absolutely.
I know my phone and text messages and DMs is just, I can't even answer all the things. So anyway, thank you. What a wonderful program last week.
Praise be to Allah. We are honored by your presence too. And like I said, I'm talking about over tens of thousands. No exaggeration when you're looking on social media between YouTube, Facebook, from clips that was giving is remarkable. And the student minister Abdul Malik, you know, when I tell you, like, the interview has been a focal point even at our mosque. Like, it's been in conversation, you know, like
Mhm.
Wednesday study group, Friday study groups is mentioned as like a reflection and given as like, okay, yeah, Suleiman Abdul Malik, he said such and such and such and such. I mean, it is, the believers are loving it. They are sharing it. They're telling people it's a must watch. You got to go and see it. So we're very, very appreciative and thankful and
Yeah.
honored that you'll come back for a part two. I know last time we you had the floor and it was great. You got a chance to give your testimony and kind of walk us through everything. And the decision was made to come back so we can also answer some questions. So for those that are here, whether it's your first time today or you was here last week, if you have any question that we can ask our dear student minister, we want you to send it in our comments, and inshallah we'll get around to it, your questions, and we'll get a chance to ask him. Before we get started, if you don't mind, I would like to, you know, for those that are maybe on for the first time, if you wouldn't mind, could you give us a kind of recap? So then, for those that are tuning in for the very first time, that you can they can ask questions and kind of hear the story. If you could sum it up about your the testimony, in the journey as it continues.
Yes, I do my best.
Alhamdulillah.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I too bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farid Muhammad. And we thank him for raising from among us the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who we know to believe to be the exalted Christ Mahdi. And we thank Almighty God Allah for giving to us our divine reminder, leader, teacher, and guide, the Messiah, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. My dear brother, I thank you. I'll do the best because the story was lengthy.
Understood.
But, you know, as I said last week to your listening audience, uh, I'm 67 years old. And the last time I've had to spend time in the hospital was 45 years ago. And that was as a result of a football injury in college. But suffice it to say, I too had been little negligent in terms of taking care of my health. I prided myself in being healthy because I worked out every day, had no symptoms of anything, rarely get colds, rarely get flu. But I took ill a few weeks ago, and you know, I thank Allah for my wife and my daughter because what they did saved my life.
Allahu Akbar.
And so, as I was saying to your audience on last week, I have what is called diverticulosis. But once diverticulosis get inflamed, it turns into diverticulitis. And it's where the colon have little patches and it sort of puff up throughout the colon. And it's as a result of several things, but mostly diet. And so I was bleeding a lot. And the first two sites of blood, I didn't say anything to my family. But on that third sighting, the blood came out so much. And going to the bathroom, it was like Niagara Falls. And so I alerted my wife. And when my wife came in, she said, "You have to go to the doctor." I had already looked up, my primary care doctor the second time it happened. But like most brothers, I was a little hesitant, and I said, I'll go on Monday. Mind you, it's Saturday. Well, my wife and daughter kind of gangstered me a little bit and said, "No, you gotta go." And I had another movement, and man, blood was just coming out so profusely. I went to urgent care. And when I got to the hospital, urgent care sent me to the emergency room. I'm giving you the short version. But as I was walking from the outside, going into the hospital, maybe 15 yards or so, I grabbed my wife and I said, "I'm not going to make it." And all I remember is calling on Allah, Allahu Akbar. And when I regained consciousness, I was being wheeled into this room and my clothes was being cut off of me, blood everywhere. So was kind of fighting against those who was trying to tend to me, calling on Allah. And I said, "Where's my wife?" And she said, "Well, I'm right here." And she came over and said, "Calm down." She said, "You passed out. And not only did you pass out, but your heart stopped and they had to resuscitate you." And I'm like, "What?" And of course, the doctor approached me and he said, "Yeah, two things went well for you." He said, "One, you passed out here." He said, "You lost so much blood, sir, you had no oxygen going to your brain. And if we had to have sent an ambulance for you, you could have gone into a cardiac arrest or had serious brain damage." He said, "Luckily, it happened here." Then, secondly, he said, "To be 67 years old, you look pretty fit. Do you work out?" I said,
Yeah.
"Yes, sir, 6 days a week." He said, "Well, your heart is so strong, it beats like that of a 35-year-old athlete."
Wow.
And then I reminded him, I said, "Where's the third thing, doctor?" I said, "God was in the picture too." He said, "Well, I didn't want to impose." So, my dear brother, once they looked at everything, they diagnosed me with having diverticulosis. I had to have 12 blood transfusions.
Ooh, wow.
Not only did I have to have 12, but because I went home and I had a relapse.
Hmm.
And when I relapsed at home, they let me out because everything came up pretty good after
Hmm.
my first little surgical procedure. I had a colonoscopy.
Hmm.
But after that procedure, people I don't want to go, that story is quite long,
Yes. Yeah.
but I just want to just talk about a couple of things. But the doctor said to me, "Look, we're going to let you go. Your oxygen level is up in your blood, so you seem to be doing pretty good, but
Oh,
you're going
well.
to still see some blood. But if you feel like you're about to faint or get dizzy, that's not good."
Right. Right.
So when I went home, Brother Chad, I left the hospital July the 4th. July 5th, I'm about to retire for bed. And when I walk into my bedroom, the room starts spinning.
Hmm.
and I sat on the bed, but I passed out,
Mm-hmm.
and my wife had to give me CPR, and all I could remember was hearing her say, come back.
Mm.
And it's like I was in the distance, come back to me, wake up. I mean, trying to keep me up. And when I came to, she had me to say the prayer. And I mean, blood everywhere. I'm still bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time the paramedics got there, they got me in an ambulance and let me know that, man, your wife saved your life.
Allahu Akbar.
And I went back to the hospital, had a few more blood transfusion, but the total amount was 12.
Mm, mm, mm.
And dear brother, my iron was so low, the doctor was like, geez, you've been operating off fumes. So they gave me an iron transfusion too.
Huh.
And I tell you, brother, people have to go to hear everything on the last broadcast. But
That's right. Yes.
just the short version,
Mm-hmm.
one of the beautiful things that happened for me, of course, is what the minister said of the incident and how it matched so much with what he had to go through.
Mm.
But it was his daughter, Fatima.
Right, right, right.
When I was in the hospital, after she checked to make sure all the nurses and everybody was doing a good job, she said something that jolted me, that has me now making sure that I'm a crusader for Black men checking on their health.
Wow. Yes, sir.
And when she said, brother, do you know that most of those of us in the nation who are dying don't have to?
Mm. Wow.
We don't go to doctors, particularly the brothers.
That's right. Yeah.
She said, brother, we prayed for you. You scared us.
Mm, mm, mm.
And she said, if you don't care enough for yourself, she said, it's not fair to your family
Wow.
that you don't know your health status
Mm, mm.
or you don't go to doctors. It's not fair to the mosque and the believers who count on you and the community that
Right.
you've been doing some great work.
Mm.
Brother, you got to go to the doctors.
Come on. Yes.
And, and as she was saying that to me,
Mm.
the prayer came up in my mind. I have been greatly unjust to
Yes.
myself.
Myself. Yes, yes.
Then, as she was talking, she was like, brother, what kind of car do you drive?
Mm.
And I told her the kind of car, we have in our family, a little SUV, Mercedes 2013. She said, when last time you had a tune up? And when I'm happy to tell her how good my car is running, I realized what she was doing. And she said, well, who makes Mercedes, brother? The Germans. Who created your body? I said, Allah. So you mean to tell me you'll take better care of your car that moves your body around, but won't take care of your body that God gave you to help do this work?
Mm, mm, mm. Come on.
Tears came up in my eyes and I thanked her.
Right, right,
And I
right.
said, sister, you don't have to worry. This will never happen.
Come
From
on.
this day forward,
That's right.
I'm going to know everything about my body, the blood work, what's in it, what I need to fight for.
Right, right, right.
Because I realize, we sing the song in the nation,
Mm-hmm.
we are fighting for Islam.
Right, right.
Well, if I won't fight for my health, how am I going to fight for
It's,
Islam?
come on. Great question.
See,
Mm-hmm.
if I don't know I'm walking around with blood pressure out the roof, but yet somebody physically attacked the mosque and my heart rate speed up, I can't even get in the fight if I pass out.
Right, right. That's right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See,
Sir.
if I didn't know my heart was having trouble
Mm.
and I'm now got to defend and go into war. And I said, wow, if President Trump, the lionest president that ever existed,
Yes, he is.
This wicked demon, he travels with doctors to keep him healthy to tell lies. What do I look like not having doctors around me and people who know health to keep me to telling the truth?
Right, right.
And so I've been an advocate now. I don't ask brothers anymore, how are you doing?
Mm-mm.
The question I ask most people I come in contact with, I ask them, how is your health? And tell me how you know.
Wow.
See, what's your cholesterol level?
Mm-mm.
What was your blood pressure like the last time? When the last time you checked?
Yes, yes.
See, have you had, how old are you, brother? 40. Have you had your first colonoscopy? What is that?
Right, right, right.
That's fighting for Islam.
Come
That's
on.
taking care, that's walking your post in a perfect manner, keeping always on the alert.
That's right. That's right.
That's taking care of all temple property in view.
Yes.
Your body is your temple. Are
Yes.
you taking care of it?
Mm-mm.
And then, of course, the things that the minister said of me and why I had to go through that, or why Allah allowed me. And when he said these words, brother, not only is the enemy watching us, he said Allah and his angels are watching us too.
Wow. Yes, yes, yes.
He said, wherever there's a monster study groups, the angels are there, brother.
Allahu Akbar.
He said, I know you wanted to talk to me because it was 2 weeks after I got out of the hospital that I was able to speak with the minister. He said, brother, I could not speak to you until Master Father Muhammad gave me what to say to you.
Yes. Wow.
And brother, he dropped some heavy, heavy stuff on me
Yes.
that your listening audience can go and listen to. And for the first time, Brother Chad, as a helper of his, to be honest, I've always, it's been hard for me to accept accolades. And I thank Master Father Muhammad because finally I know I've overcome it.
Yes.
Because one of the things the minister, after he dropped what Allah gave him to give me for the first time, and I've talked to this man, I've been helping him for 40 years or
Right.
more.
Right.
And he would say things to me about myself and I would shrink because I know my sins. I know what I struggle with. So I had this silly idea, which, yes, we should try to be perfect. But the prophets had flaws.
Good point.
See?
Yes.
But I realized I didn't have the right to beat up on myself the way I used to do. That there's value, there's divinity there in every human being, brother. There's a
Yes.
touch of God there, just
Yes.
buried.
Yes. That's right.
So as he was telling me why and who and what I would do, brother, do you know for the first time I believe it? And I'm going to accept it and take responsibility to be a better helper of his like I never have before. And so, my dear brother, as we talked last week, many wanted to get questions in, and we didn't get a chance. But I would hope that people would go back and
Yes.
listen
Right.
to the first broadcast if they haven't,
Right. Right.
because it's a lot packaged in that I don't want to repackage because we won't get questions in today.
Absolutely. Very understood. Yes, sir. Well, thank you for that. The quick recap. I think that most definitely was enough to go off of it, and I concur. For those that didn't get a chance to watch the first one, you most definitely should. And like myself, I have watched it a few times, and each time I watch it, I get more stuff out of it. And then some of the things I remember you said, and I was trying to wait, where did I get that from? I'm talking to somebody about it. Wait, was I watching a minister? And then my wife would be like, I think Brother Abdul Malik. And I said, oh, okay, that's where it came from. So most definitely we appreciate your testimony. We do have questions coming in, so I'm going to get right into it. This question right here is from our dear brother Tony Muhammad out of our regional headquarters in Miami, and he posed a question. He said, "Assalamu alaikum, brother minister. Upon reflection, after going through your trial, what are you planning to do differently among the believers and those whom you have built a relationship with in the community?"
Thank you for your question, dear brother. Well, we've already started with my wife saving my life and administering CPR on me.
Mhm.
Mosque 27, which is the regional headquarters for the Western region, we've already planned and inspired that the entire mosque will become certified in CPR.
Allahu Akbar.
If you have children,
Mm,
wife, or a community that you love and you don't know that,
mm,
because when I was in the ambulance, Brother Chad,
yes.
I asked the paramedic, I said, after he told me my wife potentially saved my life a second
Right,
time,
right.
I said, how many people in our community could have been saved, but people around them didn't know what to do? He
Mm,
said, too many to count.
yeah, I mean, mm,
He
mm,
said, so many people in the Black and poor community die because loved ones around them don't know simply how to do CPRs, how
mm,
to apply tourniquets.
mm,
I was like, wow.
mm,
And you know, in the nation, we've been told to learn those skills. If two brothers is out selling the final call and one passed out and the other one don't know what to do and the brother died because all you needed to do was keep his heart going. See? Number two, our goal is to have 50 believers, FEMA certified. You know, so, and once we get the mosque, then the thing is, too, is to train the community to make sure as many households in the Black community know simply just how to apply a tourniquet, simply how to do CPR on babies as well, and to teach our children those same techniques. So that's the kind of crusade. And by the help and permission of Allah, I'm going to do health seminars, particularly to Black men, because we have this quote unquote fear of doctors. But as a Muslim, if I pray to Master Father Muhammad and I believe in him as Allah, then after prayer, I consciously look for a doctor that pleases my person. And then I go and I get checked. While at the same time, I need to learn as much about my body as the doctor. I need to know at least what is the purpose of my heart, my spleen, my lung, my liver, my kidney. See? What vitamins or nutrients keep those particular organs strong? Because I want to be around, brother, to continue to help the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan lead our people to freedom. So that's what have come out of that, my dear brother,
mm,
you know, is that health. Because we have to get back to how to eat to live and
right.
master it.
Yes, sir.
But not just how to eat to live, how
Mhm.
to think to live.
Come on. Yes, sir. Yes.
Because what I'm hearing, I've gotten phone calls
Mhm.
from brothers who thought they perfected how to eat to live. I mean, it was like, brother, I did everything in that book, but I still came up with hypertension or high blood pressure.
Mm.
You know what we're not factoring in?
What's that?
Stress.
Stress. Yes, yes.
See, we're stressing over money. We're stressing over relationships. And so if we don't pray, if we don't think right, if we don't study, if we don't keep Allah constantly on our mind, the most powerful force in the universe is the constant remembrance of Allah God. That's medicine too. And the reading of the Holy Quran on a daily basis, consult with God. So, brother, and I tell you, I didn't know. I mean, I knew that I was loved in the Nation of Islam and known, but I thank Allah for allowing me to go down, because those who saw me, it was like it blew everybody away. But now that Allah brought me back, it has inspired so many. So as I continue to teach and study these teachings, I'm going to constantly push health for Black men in general, but our community as well.
Thank you, sir. Praise be to Allah. And I know I have heard you at different times, talk about group agreement, and I know that's important. And you do a lot of things like that. I know you was doing the weight loss of your last. You talked about that too with the 10,000 pounds. You talked about walking. As far as the mosque going on a walk, and how important is that when it comes to like as doing it as an individual, but then you have those beside you also doing it with that group agreement. Like, look, we're going to work on this together. We're going to learn this together. How important is that?
Well, it's very important because it cements the love of the
Hmm.
group.
Hmm.
And when a group that you love, whether it's your Christian, whether it's these your partners, whether it's just your family, but to get out and to walk and to exercise, the vibration you pick up from those that you love that's walking with you. As you're walking, the conversations that you're having on God or your teachings, see? And when you walk as a mosque, then you, like it's displayed in the Holy Quran, we have that group agreement to where we can say, and we did this, see? And we did that.
Yes.
And so it just inspires others. And when you're walking, those who might have walked a half a mile, now that you're walking with a group, it encouraged that person to walk further than what they walked before, because you are inspiring each other.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's just very beautiful, brother, to have a whole mosque of believers, if they could,
Hmm.
working out together, sisters working out, brothers working out.
Hmm.
It's just a beautiful thing, man. It just cements the love and the bond in the brother and the sisterhood.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, sir, for that answer.
Mhm.
Sister Starla, can you hear us? Can you hear?
I'm not sure. Can you all hear me at all? I think my
Yes,
connection for some reason is still unstable.
we can hear you.
We can hear you. She might be using Android, so that's why believers you have to have an Apple phone, some kind of
Can you hear me
connection.
at all?
Yes,
Yes,
we
we hear
can.
you now.
Yes.
Praise be to Allah. I don't mean to the Minister Abdul, Malik, Sayyid, Muhammad, and continuing to share your testimony. I'm not sure if this question, and I know as you've had time to reflect and heal and reflect on your journey, are there some new things about yourself that you have learned and uncovered as you are continuing to go through this process?
Yes, that's a beautiful, beautiful question. New, yes. Number one, I don't believe Master Fard Muhammad is God anymore. I know it. And I talk to him every day. I don't just say Allah now. It's mostly Master Fard Muhammad. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said to me, after he spoke to me, he said, brother, you don't believe anymore. You know that Master Fard Muhammad is God. And every member of the nation is going to have to come to know that. Number two, the new thing about me now, sister, is I know who he is. He's the Messiah. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the modern day Jesus. And his mind is one with the two that back him. I know that now. That's what's new. And what else is new is I don't suffer from self-negate anymore. I done stopped running from my responsibility. And I am striving, and I'm going to be, by Allah's grace, what he sees in me. And I intend to master the attributes of my name.
Yes.
Because in the name, it's a heck of a story in the name. When the minister gave me the name after Nipsey Hussle, he came to Los Angeles to do the eulogy for Nipsey Hussle. The family wanted him there. He was so moved by what Allah blessed us to do, it brought him to tears. And when we was in the hotel room, we had many of the ministers from the Western region. And when we was in that room, he said these things that blew me away. He said, brother, what you did and have done in this city, I want you to know I've prayed to Allah, Master Fard Muhammad, you don't have no sins.
Wow.
That's what I said, Brother Chad. And Brother Arif, the national attorney, was kicking me under my leg and said, brother, do you know what that means? And I'm like, no, sir, brother, because I'm having crazy thoughts right now. And afterwards, he said to me, brother, that's only been said about one man. When the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that of him.
Think over that.
And I was like, oh, brother. I said, but I know I'm struggling. I know my sins. I know what I'm wrestling with. I know the restrictive laws that I'm fighting with.
Right, right.
He said, brother, stop being Columbus. So the minister, he gave every minister at the table who didn't have a holy name a name, except me. And now here I am suffering from self-negate. He said, brother, I can't give you a name. Allah is going to have to give me a name for you. 2 days later, we were listening to his music, and some of the music moguls in Los Angeles was at his dinner table. He hit the table and said, stop the music. And he had his head down like this, and all you could hear him say was, And he looked up and said, brother, Allah, Master Father Muhammad, just dropped your name in my head.
Wow.
He said, you're no longer Tony Muhammad. You are to wear the name Abdul, slave servant of God. You are to wear the name Malik. I've never given anyone. You're the first Malik that I have given that name to. He said, yeah, Malik the king, yeah, but not so much that, brother, but Malik that's in the prayer. Malik Yom Madin, one who uses the law of recompense to settle differences. You've been doing that all your life, settling differences.
That's right. Look at that.
He said, also, you are to wear the name Sayyid. You look that up. So I grabbed my phone and I'm looking it up. And I'm like, whoa, it scared the heck out of me, the meaning. Then he said, you like it? I said, yes, sir. Well, what does it mean, brother? I gave him the second definition.
Yeah.
I should have known he knew the definition. So what Brother Minister it says here, one in whom the people trust. He said, brother, why you give me the weak definition first?
Mm, mm,
No, Sayyid means Lord, one who has been entrusted with a sovereign territory.
wow. Powerful.
You know, brother, that's who you are.
Mm, mm, mm.
And as I'm saying, Sister Starla, I didn't believe it. I wanted to believe because I know he don't mix up words,
Mm, mm,
but I'm running from it
Right.
a little bit,
mm,
you know, because to have an attribute and to live up to that's so I suffered a little bit, you know, and I think a lot of us in the nation don't see the divinity in ourselves as we should.
mm.
Not that we should see it and become arrogant. That's wrong. No, we should see it, agree to it, and become more humble.
Yes.
And so I'm beginning to realize, you know,
Mm,
that we are the fourth Jesus
mm, mm. Come
as a
on.
group.
That's right.
So those are the new things that has come to my mind. And now, as Minister Farrakhan told me, brother, you've learned a lot over there studying with the Church of Scientology. Now, Master Fard Muhammad is going to call you on that.
Mm, mm,
Not so much in that, but to take what you've learned there. Now
mm,
come back and look at what you were taught as a baby.
mm.
Because Allah, Master Fard Muhammad, is going to reveal things to you.
Come on. Yes.
And sister and brother, I haven't got past the first 5 chapters in Message to the Black Man because I'm just literally crying
Mm,
and I'm determined to write, you know, almost a dissertation on every paragraph on what I'm seeing because he said, brother, the message, yes, it started with the black man, but
mm.
it's a universal message in that.
That's true.
I want to hear the universality of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, where
Yes.
every bird of every kind can find a branch
Mm,
to land on. So I'm learning now how to teach the teachings in a more universal way. And I'm just thankful, man. And I those are the things that I see in myself. And I'm very, very now conscious of my health.
wow. Wow. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that answer. I'm going to go to another question from the audience. It's from Gina Muhammad. She said, Assalamu alaikum, brother Abdul Malik. Was it only because you didn't feel sick that you hadn't seen a doctor? He said, we have family members in the nation that would not follow up through with doctors even after diagnosis, like cancer.
Her question was it that I didn't feel sick?
Yeah, was that the only reason you didn't see a doctor? And she said, you know, because we have family members like people of the nation that would not follow through with the doctors, even after a diagnosis like cancer. And if I could just add on to it, you know how sometimes we might believe in the nation, like, we don't see doctors. I ain't going to that white man. I ain't finna do, you know, like we don't do that. So if you could kind of talk about that also.
Well, here's what I can say.
Mm-hmm.
At 67 years old, I never felt sick.
Mm-hmm.
When I say sick, yeah, cold or flu every, you know, and really not over the last 10 years, hardly not even that.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get any signs
Right.
of sickness. You know, I work out every day.
Mm-hmm.
But brother, I tell you, you can't have this body and it don't wear out over time.
That's right. Absolutely.
You see?
Absolutely.
When you're driving it, man, look, brother, serving black people ain't easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know the stress that's involved in running a mosque in a region and then having to deal with your own family. I didn't realize. I thought I was handling stress well. So yes, sister, I ignored that fact because I did not feel sick. I didn't feel I had to go to the doctor. And that's where we go wrong. Then when we do get sick, we want to now go to all of these naturopathic doctors, which we should have did that in the beginning. But we want to take preventative medicine after we now got full-blown cancer or full-blown whatever. Now we want to go to all of these people to give us, when we neglected how to eat to live. That was the preventative medicine. So yes, sister, but I tell you what, I had two exams when I was colonoscopies, when I was in the hospital. I'm scheduled for another one in November. A doctor friend who happens to be a fraternity brother in the hospital who do surgeries on colons to deal with my illnesses. Although my illness is not that bad to where I need surgery, but he took me to one of the top surgeons or the top specialists in the country. And I'm scheduled to go back in to see him in November. I'm getting my blood work drawn every 3 months, because when you get your blood work drawn, it's like, Brother Chad, in your car, you can look on your console. See, now with these new cars, brother, with the technology, they could tell you that the air in your tire is low.
That's right.
It pop up right up on the screen. It can say your left brake light is out.
That's true.
It'll tell you 600 more miles, you need a tune-up. Your body speaks to you the same way, but through your blood. So now I pride myself in knowing everything about my blood work, but I have to go and draw it. Why? Because I'm fighting for Islam.
That's right.
I'm fighting for my life. And I need to make sure I'm in good health, to keep this truth spreaded and to see our enemies brought low. So, yeah, she's absolutely right. And we, brothers and sisters, we just got to stop it. You got to trust in Master Fraud Muhammad enough to know that when you go to the doctor, he got you.
Right.
Listen at what the minister said to me. He said, brother, when a believer is ill and I find out, here is what I pray to Allah. Oh Allah, Master Fraud Muhammad, make everyone who comes into contact with the believer, make all of them your angel of care.
Wow.
We have to, brother, get out of believing and get into knowing and have so much faith in Allah. Now, I'm not telling you to go to any doctor. I wouldn't just run to no Jewish doctor. But I'm going to find me a black doctor, male or female, and question them to the hilt like I'm courting them for a relationship.
Right.
See?
Yes, sir.
I'm asking my doctors, how do you feel about the Nation of Islam and the Honorable and our teaching?
Yes, sir.
Well, I don't know what you teach. Well, I think you should Google us. You get back with me if you got a problem with that. Court your doctor.
That's right.
See? Wow. Doctor, have you ever read our book called How to Eat to Live? I never read that. Well, I'm going to get you a copy.
Come on.
This is what I live by. I need you to make sure I stay on this road. See?
Wow. Yes, sir.
Do your homework.
That's right.
Now you got a doctor you feel comfortable with.
Wow. Praise be to Allah. Wonderful. Thank you, dear brother.
Thank you.
Sister Starla, I'm going to open the floor to you if you have anything you would like to ask from the audience or from yourself.
Yes, sir. Let's see here. I was going to check to see if we had any more questions in our listening and viewing audience. I don't think I see any. So my question, Brother Abdul Malik Sayyid, you had mentioned it in the last broadcast, but can you talk again about the importance, particularly with the help and the aid that your beautiful wife gave to you, the importance of we as the believers, or even having a team at the mosque who are trained in first aid, trained in CPR and other things, so that way we can not only be of help to our family members, but also when we're out in the community. And your recommendation in terms of should our children and young people also be trained in these areas?
Yes, dear sister, I don't think you was on, but I talked. That question was kind of asked, but yes, ma'am. If look, those of us that are members of the Nation of Islam, particularly those of us in leadership, we should inspire the believers by first, those of us in leadership, let's make sure we know. Let the believers see us when they're being trained, you being trained right along with them. And not only should we be trained in CPR, but we should also know how to apply tourniquets and stop bleeding. That should be taught all the way down to me. If the baby is 6 years old, they should know this. Because the way you do CPR on an infant is different on how you do it on an adult. So these things are very, very important, particularly now in an hour like this, with the militaries now getting ready to be sent into all the urban cities, of which the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told us that that was going to happen. What if they just an all-out war start and we get shot and we don't know how to apply a tourniquet? See, sister, when I spoke to the minister, when he gave me what Allah gave him, I couldn't wait to get to the mosque. When I went to the mosque in LA to give that to the believers, that same day, I think it was 3 believers had to be rushed out to the hospital. Last week, a brother passed out in front of the mosque because he had asthma. But we have Sister Anissa, we have members in our mosque, nurses that knows what to do. But what about those cities that don't have nurses, don't have those who know how to handle those kind of emergencies? So every member, and look, those that are not in the nation, if you're just in the community, whoever you are, learn these little skills. How to do CPR, how to give mouth to mouth, how to apply a tourniquet, gang members, homies getting shot, and they don't even know how to stop the bleeding. So yes, sister, it's so important because it saves lives. We've taken it a step further because when the fires happened in Pasadena, we couldn't even, the military stopped you from coming. You had to have a FEMA pass to get past them. So now we're inspiring at least 40 to 50 believers, and I'm going to have mine. I'm going to become FEMA certified. So when an atrocity happened in the hood and the military, because when they get an order, let nobody through here, but first responders. So by the grace of Allah, soon in the next 90 days, I intend to have my FEMA certification and to have at least 40 to 50 believers so that if an earthquake happened and the believers was in an apartment, we need to know how to respond to that because it's about to happen. So, sister, that is a very, very important question. But I hope and pray that those who are listening get inspired, that every study group, every mosque should inspire the believers and make them over when they get those certificates.
Yes, yes. Praise be to Allah. Thank you, Sayyid.
Because again, if it wasn't for my wife, MGT, knowing exactly, I mean, sister, that my wife was pounding my chest so hard, as I said last week. I think some of that because she had a problem with me. I need some therapy after that.
Stick
But
a
that
pen.
woman
Yeah.
saved my life. And to
Right.
hear her voice saying, come back to me, it
Mm-mm.
was like I was at a distance. So not only was she giving me CPR, she was talking to my spirit, not my body.
Wow.
She was talking past the body to my spirit because we are not the body. You can leave the body,
Mm-hmm. Right.
but it can be called back.
Right. That's right.
And she did it enough love.
Mm-hmm.
I heard her.
Wow.
And I came to, and the first thing she said when I got through, pray, baby, let's pray. We did our Fatiha. I'm stumbling through it, and she
Yes. Yes.
helping me through it.
Right. Right.
Had me to count from 10 while she's listening to the paramedics and my son
Mm-hmm.
on
Mm-hmm.
the phone. She handled it, brother.
Right. 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 Right.
That's how we have to think, Brother Chad,
Yes. Sir.
that I'm at home with my wife and I don't know CPR. Her life is in danger with me.
Yeah. Come on. Yes, sir.
My children's life is in danger. I don't know
Yes.
what the freak to do. Well, I'll just call paramedics. What if your phone don't work?
Hmm.
So
Yes.
it's important, man. Our
Yeah.
community, we got to get ready
That's right.
because the nation, we are under attack.
Mm-hmm.
It's an all-out war on us.
That's right.
We
Yes.
don't know if there are agents in our minds touching us with certain chemicals that's causing us to have cardiac arrest.
Mm. Wow.
So thank you, sister. That's important. I'm gonna keep beating on that. The whole region, if no
Mm-hmm.
other region is doing it, the Western region,
Mm.
by the grace, by Savior's Day next year, I want to be able to say 50% of the believers in the Western region have these skills.
Wow. Praise be to Allah. That's a wonderful goal, dear brother. Under the
Yeah,
line. And
yeah.
and you kind of touched on this, and it's crazy because somebody was asking this. They was like, how grateful are you to Allah, God Master Farad Muhammad, for your wife? And you just really did touch on that. And that was a question that our listener audience wanted to know because in your testimony, she's included. I mean, from when it started to the end of it, and as you're still going through your journey. And I would just add to that, Brother Abdul Malik, you know, in the Nation of Islam, you hear all the time about how as an FOI, you're so thankful for the MGT. And as the MGT is a mutual respect and honor and things, you know, so just having that wife, that comforter, that person that you say, you know, she called you back, put you in present time, you know, as she was going through it. And do you feel like it's hard to kind of imagine if she wasn't there, like what could have happened, you know? So
I don't
it
even want to imagine that.
that's right. That's
She,
right.
no, brother, she
Yeah,
is my, she's my super hero,
that's right. Yes, sir.
you know, and the love, when you think love cannot increase, brother, it's at an all-time, just she and my daughter, as well as my son, but my wife, brother, just to
Mhm.
have her to know what to do
Right, right, right.
and not panic and handle the business,
Mm.
brother,
Wow.
I'm alive because of her.
That's right.
You know, she didn't back down when I was fear. I ain't going no doctor. I mean, she got up in my chest, brother. She and my daughter.
Yes, yes.
I mean, they put the fear of Allah in me. No, you. I'm like, what? So what a
Wow,
blessing,
wow.
and we're reaping the rewards because many MGT are
Yes.
thanking my wife because their husbands have been inspired to go to the doctor.
Mm, mm, mm,
And as the doctor told me, Brother Muhammad, if you would have came at 40, we would have caught this,
mm, mm, mm. Wow.
but be it as it may, we can control it. But
Right.
now, because I didn't have a high fiber diet like I should have.
Mm.
I just gotta have that chicken, I gotta have it
Yeah.
spicy, I gotta have it hot. And I rarely had any vegetables and fruit in my diet.
Wow. Yes, yes.
Now my wife don't play, brother. I can't eat nothing crazy, you know. And my high fiber, brother. And I feel so strong and so energized, so thankful. I feel brand new.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
See?
That's right.
And my wife, it's like now she takes total control of my dietary health. The
Wow.
kitchen has become the pharmacy, brother.
Yes, absolutely. Praise be to Allah. That's wonderful. Thank Allah for the MGT. Like Sister Gita says, MGT don't play. Praise be
That's
to
right.
Allah. Sister Starla, I don't know if you're able to come through, if you wanted to present a question or not. Most definitely wanted to open the floor for you.
Yes, sir. I'm hoping I may have to log off a little early because I'm not sure what's going on with my connection. So hopefully this question will come through. But Brother Abdul Malik, you had talked about the importance of, for example, when we have a doctor, letting them know our way of life in terms of how to eat, to live, etc. But can you talk about the importance of, it is okay as a patient, we should ask questions of our doctor. Sometimes I think we may get a little intimidated. We may not know what to ask, but the importance of taking charge of our health. So even when we're going to a medical provider, whether it's your physician, whether it's your dentist, to ask questions. If they're prescribing something, wait a minute, what is this? What are the side effects? But how we have to be maybe more proactive instead of reactive when it comes to taking charge of our health, particularly with these medical professionals.
That's beautiful. Yes, ma'am. Well, we're told in the nation to take charge of this post and all temporal property in view. What post? We think that that's about everything outside of ourselves. Sister, that is super important. This is my body. This is my health. That's my doctor. The doctor don't tell, I'm going to tell the doctor certain things that I believe in, certain things I want and I don't want. It's like when I went to the doctor. They asked me had I had the COVID shot. No, I don't take that shot, and you don't even ask me to take
That's
any
right.
vaccinations.
No.
And he said, "Oh, that is no problem."
Right, right.
Then I found out the doctor that I went to was an advocate. He really didn't push vaccines, but he now, by the federal government, have to at least give his patients these kinds of advice. And then, like you said, if you're intimidated,
Mm-hmm.
see, or if you take your doctors as a God beside God, you're in
Come on.
trouble.
That's right.
See? So it's very important
Mm-hmm.
to let your doctors know the kind of dietary law that you're under. When I told my doctor I was on one meal a day,
Mm-hmm.
the specialist that I go to, he said I was just studying on one meal a day.
Mm.
I would like to do that.
Wow, wow.
And he agreed that eating one meal a day reduces and turn back the aging clock on us
Mm-hmm.
because of so much chemicals in food that we don't give our body a breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
See, so we got to be as resolved with what we know now. If I don't know something, if the doctor find that he says to me, okay, you got cancer, okay, you got tuberculosis. Well, now, okay, doc, let's you and me study this together.
Mm-hmm.
See, I went and studied as my wife. I mean, she's in the books right now, reading up on diverticulosis.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
She know as much as the doctors. When you only thing the doctor is gonna tell you is a symptom, it does this, it does that. Man,
That's
I'm sitting in there listening at my wife tell the doctor more about what causes diverticulosis than he could imagine.
mm-hmm.
It's a
Wow.
beautiful thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And because remember, a lot of these doctors are not taught healing.
Right, right.
A lot of these doctors, all they do is they hear and get the symptoms.
Mm.
Once you tell them what's wrong, they go in another room and guess who they call? The pharmacist.
Yes, yes.
And then they walk back in the room with a prescription for you.
Wow, wow.
They don't practice healing.
Right.
One of the only countries, there's some countries like Cuba, their doctors practice healing. So brothers and sisters, do not take your doctors as a God. It's okay, trust them, get with them, but let them see you are an educated patient. See? Once you know what I got, go study it. So that is very, very important. In fact, the doctors be so intrigued that you know a good one. Now, arrogant doctor who is trying to make money off of you, see, and you dismiss that doctor. Any doctor that tried to fight you knowing what's wrong in you, what you think you should do. Any doctor that say, well, you know, I hear you. I know you're in your dietary, your 1 meal a day, but I'm telling you that don't work. Leave that doctor.
Right, right.
See now. But brothers and sisters, don't get spooky. There may be some medical conditions that we have that causes us to eat more than 1 meal a day.
That's true. That's on how to eat to live. Yes,
Yeah, it's right there. If you got certain sickness, don't be in there. I'm 1 meal a day. I don't give a damn what you. Man, well, you about to be 1 meal dead.
Yes, sir.
No, read How to Eat to Live. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad took medicine. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is on medicine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See?
Yes.
So that's why the doctor, have to be our partner.
Yes.
So thank you for that question, Sister Starla. I hope the answer made sense.
Yeah. I think we need for the pills to be black for black people to take it. I don't know, but
well, brother, not only do I do my 1 meal a day, but I also make sure I take my vitamins.
That's right. That's right.
You know, I take my iron vitamin because my iron was so low.
Right.
See?
Right.
I take vitamin D every day, vitamin C, vitamin B12 on top of my meals.
That's right.
I double up on it.
Yes. Yeah. Praise be to Allah. I know we had one of the believers, I was trying to find it, but he also asked about the doctors within the nation. Like, do we have doctors within the nation? It was one of the guests. And
we don't have enough.
Right.
You know, we have our sister, you know, who's a doctor, Sister Sophia, I think is her name.
Right.
We have a brother in Texas, I think. I don't want to mess up his name, but we have a brother in Texas that's a doctor.
Right.
We have our brother who's a surgeon out of Chicago. I think he's a brain neurosurgeon. And God, man, what is my brother's name? I was just talking to him a few weeks ago. We don't have enough though. But brother, all black people are in the nation. Right, Brother Chad?
That's
in our lessons, it says, how many Muslims are there? 17 million. We just don't know.
That's right. That's right.
You know, but sometimes you have to find a black doctor that's conscious, you know, one that really cares about your health and not care so much about making money off of you being unhealthy.
That's right.
This is why it takes, you know, but search out for black doctors.
Yes.
But we don't have enough. We don't have enough lawyers in the nation. We don't have enough doctors in the nation. We don't have enough nurses in the nation. We don't have enough scientists in the nation. We need pharmacists in the nation of Islam. Right. We don't have them yet, but they're coming by choice or by force.
That's right. Absolutely. Praise be to Allah. We thank, though, to all the doctors within the nation. Dr. Patrice, who I know she helped out Student Minister James. And during the COVID time, it was very helpful that we can reach out to those that would make sure that we get the proper care that's needed. So we most definitely think, and I most definitely understand, like, we need more. Absolutely. It'll be good to have our own directory that when we're going through something, we can look into our yellow pages, you know, of the doctors within the nation. There's some that we can reach out to. That will be wonderful. Alhamdulillah. All right, I'm going to keep going. We got the questions lined up, brother. So I'm going to go to this next one. My sister Cynthia. She said, Assalamu alaikum, beloved brother minister, sir. How urgent is it to actually know your own and immediately family members' blood type ahead of time to know? And then she said, please explain.
Yeah. Thank you, sister. It's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is it very important to know your family member's blood type, for one reason, it's important because what if there's a blood shortage? And, if you know your family member's blood type, there are family members who could give you the blood to be transfused. I'm looking more into the whole thing on the various blood types, but you also can start your own family blood bank. See, if you got a primary care doctor, you can store blood.
Wow.
You can really take your own blood and put it in a blood bank. It can only be there for so long, but now you're going to have to trust that particular facility
Right.
if you go that route.
Wow.
We should know, like now, my wife has it written down, all of my 2 children, we know their blood types. It's written in our medical documents.
Yes.
I know my grandchildren's blood types.
Mm-hmm.
It's written now in our medical journal that we keep.
Wow.
That's very important.
Yes, sir.
See? So, because in fact, when I was in the hospital, every time they brought blood, my son said, he made sure he looked at it to make sure it was my blood type.
Right. Wow.
I was like, wow, that brother was on me, And I said, son, is that? He said, no, that's your blood type. But
That's right.
and the nurses, they was like shocked because look, they so used to doing whatever they want and not being questioned.
That's true. That's true. Yes.
See? So, and in fact, sister, I don't know. I wouldn't say the mosque have to know, but in the mosque, we have 9 ministries.
Right.
And we have a ministry of health.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe at some point, when we start developing our own clinics, maybe at some point, each city will have its own blood bank that's controlled by us. And each city, we should at least know the laborer's blood type. So if something happened to a laborer, when we're on our way to the hospital, they get in that ambulance and have to give them blood. We should know what blood they're giving them, what type my minister is, what type my sister captain is. My brother captain blood type is this. We should have it written on a little card and keep it in our wallet, keep it in our purse.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
This is serious, man. We dealing with, we're dealing with a high scientific devil. So, sister, to me, it's very important to know that.
Well, praise be to Allah. Thank you, sir. We'll go to another question. All right, this will say, Assalamu alaikum, brother student minister Abdul, Malik, Sayyid. Are there specific FEMA certification courses we should take first?
I don't know. We have in my mosque, Sister Anissa, who's our Ministry of Health. She's setting that up for all of us here. So I can't give you an answer to that, but you can go on our website, Muhammad's Mosque number 27 .org, and ask that question of Sister Anissa. So no, sir. In fact, once we do know, we probably will come back on this show. And because I would like to bring some of the believers on a show like this and start our own podcast. But no, I don't know what levels of FEMA training one should get.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, sir. And we thank everybody, our listener audience that have been listening with us now. We're 16 minutes past the top of the first hour. And we're going to continue to go with the questions. It seems like we're running through them, so that's good. We want to remind everybody to please share. Please share. And for those that haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure you do so also. Okay. All right. We'll continue going on with the questions. The next one is from our dear sister, Darlene Muhammad. She said, in your first interview, you mentioned that your experience in the hospital was good. Would there be a group of healthcare advocates for believers in your region?
Well, I don't know. We already have in our regions healthcare advocates.
Mm-hmm.
Um, One of the beautiful things is our Ministry of Health, which is ran by Sister Anisa Muhammad in my mosque. Um, she definitely advocates. In fact, we have what we're calling our 48-day challenge. And now, starting next month, I took ill, but twice a month, we had the believers on a Zoom call in our region. We're going to resume that. And health is going to take center stage. And we're going to be pushing more information about health issues. And so, yes, we definitely will have health as one of the things centered that we push. Because, like in the nation, we push going after the guests, as we should.
Yes, yes, yes.
We push coming to the mosque, as we should.
Absolutely.
We
Absolutely.
push giving in charity, as we
Mhm.
should.
Right.
But we should also push health.
Yes, yes.
I mean, to such a degree to where you just don't say, how you feeling, brother? Because the oft repeated word is fine.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Cry a little bit more. I love you, brother. How do you know you're fine?
Come on. Come on.
See, we always sometimes want to know what was the score between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brother, what was, I didn't see the game. What was the score?
Come on. That's,
Well, what's the score of your blood pressure?
come on. That's right. Absolutely.
See, how's
Yeah.
your score? How's your blood
Right.
pressure score?
That's right. That's right.
How's your cholesterol score?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's love.
That's
But
right.
do it in a way that's private and non-evasive,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And because we are told we have to be, and the Holy Quran said, to the believer, you have to be a constant reminder.
Right. That's right.
Because we forget sometimes. It's out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. But be a
Yeah.
constant reminder. So
Right.
starting this month, sister, when
Mm.
we resume our twice, our 2 calls a month to the believers, that's going to be at the forefront.
Absolutely. Praise be to Allah. That's needed. Uh, want to just share a quick testimony from my big brother, Brother Thomas Jihad. He said, Assalamu alaikum. Great interview last weekend and this week. I am blessed that all of my numbers are very good at the age of 90.
Come on.
A lot may Allah continue to bless you, spread this message. Praise be to
But
Allah.
look, that brother Jihad, let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you, man,
Mm-hmm.
90 years old.
Come on.
He swims.
Yes, he does.
He's in great shape.
Yes, that's right.
He goes to the doctors.
That's right. Yes, yes.
He's an LC. This, and look, in truth, brothers like him need to talk to us more.
That's true. That's a good point.
We say we want to live long. Well,
Right.
are there any among us that's living long?
Beautiful
How
point.
did we sometimes want to know, brother, how did you make money? How you selling that many
Mm.
people? How you
Right.
getting your gas? Why don't we ask, brother, how the heck did you get to be 90 years old?
That's right.
What are you doing for your health?
Mm.
See?
Right.
And you can't get better advice
Mm.
than those that's been, even with the minister's health challenges.
Right.
He's in his 90s.
That's right. That's right. Come on.
Some of us are young ministers dying at 55.
True indeed. True indeed.
Falling down. We think 60 years old. That ain't old.
Right.
See, you don't even know what direction you really gonna go in life, most cases until you're 70.
Right.
But 80% of us ain't even getting to 70. You're not mature until you're 40. See? But you can get there faster when you're talking to, look, Brother Jihad, and see, look, the elders, man, thank you, Brother Jihad.
Yes.
Because the elders in our community is medicine.
That's right.
They are health advisors.
Mm-hmm.
So he's right. We gotta, those of us mosque and study groups that's got older believers or older black people that live, or brown people that live in our community. We need to sit them on a stage
Right.
and have them talk to us. Thank you, Brother Jihad. That's elders.
Yes.
See, brother, when we really got a community, when we really have a village,
Right.
nothing more powerful than that, you know. So thank you, Brother Jihad.
Praise be to Allah. Absolutely. Great example. All right. This next question is, how has your experience with Scientology deepened your understanding as you go back through studying the message to the black man?
Thank you. Well, one of the things that they pride themselves in, which we too have it
Yes.
in the Nation of Islam, we just don't enforce it enough. They do not believe in reading nothing without a dictionary.
Sure. That's right.
And not just clearing the word, but also going into the derivation. And if there's other words in the derivation, looking that up. See? Also, helping you in that we have traumas that's in us from past experiences, even all the way down from our ancestors that's sent down to us. So when I'm studying, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, when we study, we have to speak in past perfect tense, present perfect tense, and future perfect tense. So that technology has helped me to study deeper our teachings and understand it. Not most of us, if we are honest, when we read something, we take it as face value, or we always look for the physical understanding of it. No. What does that mean spiritually? See, when I read something now and I'm reading something about a rock, or I read something and it's talking about an animal, you know, and in our teachings, we're taught that every physical reality have a spiritual and mental counterpart.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
when we read, man, we got to look at this from 3 to 4 different angles. That's what that technology has helped to sharpen. I don't read without a dictionary.
Right.
And I try to make sure I read and knowing that I can connect it to something physical. Mass is what they call it.
Right. Right.
Because there's 3 barriers to studying. The misunderstood word, too steep a gradient, meaning that if you're studying something and it comes in chronological order, first phase, second phase, third phase, fourth phase, fifth phase, but you get so arrogant, you skip phase 1 and 2 because you're trying to get to the end. You just start at phase 3. That's too steep a gradient. And then absent of mass. If I'm talking to you about a tractor, I need to have a tractor on site or a picture of it so you can see what I'm saying. You know how we always say, brother, you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Hell no, I don't see what you're saying.
Right.
That's called absent of mass. So now when I go back to study, I'm looking at everything from past perfect, present perfect, and future perfect tenses.
That's right.
That technology has sharpened my skill because I have several dictionaries. I don't just look at one dictionary.
Right. Right.
I look at different types. What does Webster say? What does this dictionary has to say about it? What does the concordance have to say about it? See? And so that's what has helped me, you know, to deeper understand.
Yes, sir.
Not just that, but the lessons.
That's right.
The lessons is talking about us. So when I go back and I study the supreme wisdom, it's medicine. Why is it the devil settled on the best part of the planet Earth? What? We'll say, well, you know, he ain't settled in Mecca. Yeah, but what
Mm,
about your earth?
come on.
Didn't your body come up out of the earth?
Mm,
What part of you he can't settle on?
right.
But
Wow.
what part of you can he settle on?
Mm-hmm.
I've learned from Mr. Hubbard, one of the things he believed that every human being have three minds:
Mm,
analytical mind,
yes.
the somatic mind, which is
Yeah,
gives you your feelings,
that's right.
and the reactive mind.
Yes, sir.
But of those three, the reactive mind is where the seat of aberration sits.
Yes, yes,
The, the reactive mind is where you can go into other people's personalities that's ill affected you. He said that mind can be murdered or gotten rid of. So in
mm,
our lesson, it says, why does Muhammad and any Muslim murder the devil?
right,
Now
right,
I know it ain't some person.
right, right.
We have to murder the mind of Yaqub.
True indeed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That technology has helped me to look at our teachings more spiritually and mentally and not
Mm,
so much physically.
right, right.
Because point number 12, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't
Yes.
say spiritual resurrection.
No.
It says mental resurrection.
Yes, yes, yes.
So it has helped me because I understand, I ain't perfect at it, but now I understand better how the mind works.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Well said. Thank you, dear brother.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
I go to the next question by the community defender. They ask, do you think that the burden of sin is a major factor in our health challenges? Excuse me.
It can be.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
You know, the Bible say the wages or the weight of sin can be
Hmm.
death.
That's right. That's right.
Sin also causes stress
That's right.
that attributes to bad health issues.
Hmm.
You know, and this is why, brothers and sisters, but if you're just living a total sinful life, that
Hmm.
ain't good.
No, 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 sir.
But as the minister said to me, brother, you made mistakes.
Hmm. That's right.
See, meaning you sin, we all do. But when you do so much good, let's look at this. Do you know Allah can take all your sins and throw them in the sea of forgetfulness? He don't worry about them as much as we do.
Hmm. That's a good point. Yes, sir.
But in the Holy Quran, Allah says, I count sin as one bad deed. But when you do a good deed, I multiply it by 10.
Grace and mercy. Come on. Wow.
7 good deeds eradicate. Look how many sins you eradicated when you do good.
Hmm.
Because that was one of my problems as a student minister. And I know some of my sins, and then I beat the hell out of myself. And I remember the minister telling me once, brother, you don't have the right to judge yourself. I'm
Hmm.
like, what? He said, are you self-created? No, sir. Then you admit you have a creator. I said, yes, sir. He has a sovereign right over you.
Hmm. Wow.
See?
Yes.
This is why we say in our prayer, I've been greatly unjust to
That's
myself.
that's
And I do confess what?
my fault.
The
That's right.
only problem to me with them, a lot of us, we don't confess our sins.
Yes, yes, yes.
We throw them in a group. Oh, Allah, bless me against my sins. No, tell him which ones.
Hmm.
So you'll stop doing them. Speak to him and tell him, I told
Yes.
10 lies today, Allah.
Hmm.
I need you to help me with my tongue.
Right, right, right.
I
Yes.
stole money today, Allah. Help me.
Right, right, right.
See?
Hmm.
And so, yes, you know, because sin is like mental pork.
Hmm.
See, because the body, your hands is carrying out what your mind is thinking.
Mm.
Every time we do something wrong, because by nature we are gods, it hurts us.
Mm.
See,
Mm.
it
Mm.
stops us from getting up into the mind of Allah. He wants our mind to be one with
It
His.
is. Come on, brother.
But as you're trying to become that perfect being, be patient with yourself too.
That's right.
See, Allah loved Noah,
Yes.
but Noah made some mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Noah drank. He got
Yes.
drunk.
Right. 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 That's true.
Solomon wasn't no perfect prophet.
Mm-mm. No.
David, Saul, they were not perfect.
Right.
See, but don't push that off and use that as an excuse to
Come
sin.
on. Make that plain. That's right. Yes, sir.
Because to the degree that you are righteous
Mm.
will be to the degree Allah allows you in His mind. See? So, yes, the wages of sin could be death. But when you do a lot of good, I have this thing called sins, savings, and loan.
Mm.
See?
Wow. Yes, sir.
How much good deeds do you have saved in your sin, savings, and loan? So when you do slip in sin and you pray to Allah, don't let Him come back to you with an answer, insufficient work.
Mm. Mm-mm. That's right.
See?
Right.
Work. Do more good than bad. So Allah can settle on the best part of
That's
you.
part. Yes, sir.
See? So I thank you for your question. That was a good one.
Absolutely. Praise be to Allah. Thank you, sir. All right. I put the next one up by Tuesday. Muhammad. Say, Assalamu alaikum, brother student minister Chad and student minister Abdul, Malik, Sayyid. Thank you for sharing your testimony. Can you speak at all to the issue of believers that don't have nor are able to afford health insurance to afford to go to the doctor?
Well, you know, we got to eradicate that.
Hmm.
We got to do research first.
Yes.
You know, I watch some of us, you know, when we really want something, you know, I watch believers go to Beyonce concert, got to pay $2,000 for a ticket.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I watch believers make it to Savior's Day. How much money did you spend?
Right, right.
You know, there are various types of health programs. I think we need a serious research team.
Yes, sir.
And once you get to be a certain age, you know, the older you get, those that are 60 are old, and I think you can get it before. Well, you can get your insurance through the government without having to pay anything.
Right.
But we got to do a very, very good job of researching all of the insurances that are out there
Right, right.
to get the believers and every member in our community
Mm-hmm.
insurance. You may have to start off with a small package
Right, right.
and save money.
That's
Take your, I don't know if they're working, if you got a believer that's working and they're filing their taxes and they get their income tax check. Well, purchase some insurance.
right.
That's how serious it is. Not just health insurance, you know, but we need burial insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us are dying and then putting up GoFundMe.
Right. Hey.
Sister, that, let me tell you, that's very key.
Mm-hmm.
And people like myself, that's one of the things we're pushing in my mosque, because I have several members in my mosque that's in the insurance. We bring them on our Zoom call to show the believers. Now, if you don't come to get the knowledge, it ain't our fault.
That's right.
See? So we have to find great packages, because there's a lot of good healthcare packages that don't cost a lot of money.
Yes. Sir.
And sometimes as a study group or a mosque.
Mm-hmm.
That mosque can also say, you know, it's 20 of my members will buy a package together if you can reduce that cost.
Mm-hmm.
So we just got to get very, very smart, very, very wise, and find ways to get every believer on some type of insurance. So,
Yes.
sister, I thank you for that question, because
Yes.
that's one of the things our ministry of health, Sister Nisa, and a few believers in my mosque, you know, that's really into the insurance, because a lot of members in our mosque didn't have burial insurance. They dying. Young people think they're going to be around a while, so they don't get life insurance. Dying at 30, dying at 40, and now they got to have a car wash to bury you.
Right.
No, no. White people have become wealthy using their insurance.
Mm.
Their insurance policies you can get that you can borrow from.
Mm-hmm.
Their insurance policies you can get that you can put your children through college.
Right. Right. Right.
Their insurance policies you can get that if you pass, your family can get millions of dollars, but
Mm-hmm.
you can also make it to where you can't get nothing unless you take out a policy equivalent to the one I took out for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's, to me, brother Chad, and to that believer who asked that question,
Mm-hmm.
those are some of the things I want to present to Chicago.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is that in the nation,
Mm-hmm.
can we come up with a way to make sure that there's affordable insurance for every believer in the nation of it? It ain't gonna be free now,
Right. Right. Right.
but at least affordable,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So
Right.
that's a good question.
Praise be to Allah. One of the things I wanted to touch on, Brother Minister, is, you know, I know you talked about, you know, the prayer call that y'all had throughout the region. And in the book of James, it talks about how it say, and pray one for another that you may be healed. I wanted you, if you could get into the power of prayer
Mm.
and how prayer works, you know, because sometimes we get spooky or we don't believe it. We just reciting it. So can you talk about the healing power of prayer?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, the healing power of prayer, I'm going to try to put it in a way like this.
Okay.
We all have these phones, whether your phone is Android,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's an iPhone. When we get in trouble, sometimes we'll call our mama.
Yes. Yes, yes.
We got her on speed dial, right?
Right. Yes, we do.
Or we call somebody. They pick up.
Mm-hmm.
Where did man learn that technology from?
Mm. Come on.
See,
Right.
that is the physical manifestation of a communication on a spiritual level.
Mm-hmm.
See, man has to find a phone to communicate with.
Come on.
And I got this iPhone and I don't have a wire going from my phone to your phone.
That's right.
So how are you and I talking right now? Through what waves? Airwaves.
That's right. Yes.
Wow. Who invented the airwaves? Who created the airwaves?
Right. Right. Wow.
So thought travels.
Yes.
The average thought travels at 24 billion miles per second. Ooh.
Yes.
So when I'm in prayer, I'm in thought. And just like I would call my mother or my father when I'm in trouble with my phone, your prayer is your phone call to Allah.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is you don't believe in prayer or you doubt in prayer. That means you
Yeah.
hung up on him.
Mm-hmm.
So when you praying to Allah and you sending the prayer up, I remember the minister telling me, brother, when you pray, it's important when you finish, doubt don't creep in.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you doubt what you just prayed. Because if you doubt it, you short-circuit it. It didn't get to Allah. So the Holy Quran said, wherever you doubt, you waver.
Mm.
See?
Yes.
So prayer is our connection to Allah on a spiritual level.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
See? Now
Mm-hmm.
you vibrated. You believe he's going to help you.
Right.
Just that belief alone is good news.
Yes.
And good news, brother,
Mm-hmm.
it's medicine.
Yes.
Mother Tynetta, may Allah be pleased with her, one day was in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And she showed us this video of a Asian scientist had two crystals in two different glasses of water. And in this one water, he would say negative things.
Mm-hmm.
And in this water, he would say positive things. The crystal that was in the negative water, the water turned dark.
Dang. Wow.
And the crystal where he was saying positive things, the water stayed clean.
Mm-hmm.
See? So when you pray and believe,
Mm.
see, it calls on the soldiers that God innately put in our genetic mate that releases soldiers in your body to help fight off anything that shouldn't be there.
Yes. Sir.
It aids in healing. It aids in you believing. If you're praying for money, if you're praying for a job,
Mm-hmm.
you just can't pray and sit back now. You got to pray, get
That's,
up and move.
that's right. That's right.
Because that prayer went out into the universe. You knocking on the door, you get hired, but you can say, I prayed to Allah and wow, this door opened and I'm hired. Brother, prayer is so important. Allah gave us 5 prayers.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
he had mercy. He said we
Right.
should do it all day.
Right.
But the greatest force in the universe, as we're taught from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan,
Mm.
is the remembrance of Allah. Brother
Yes.
Chad, now I find myself calling on Allah all day, every day.
Mm. Allahu.
When I'm driving, man, I
Yes.
mean, every other minute, I'm just thinking, I'm just, alhamdulillah. Thank you, Allah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I
Wow.
love you, Allah. Keep guiding me, Allah. Stay
Yeah.
with me, Allah.
Yes, sir.
When I
Yes.
pull up the meetings, I'm getting out of the car. I thank him for allowing me to get to the meeting. I
Mhm.
wasn't like that at first.
That's right. Yeah. Understood. Wow.
See?
Wow.
And when we prayed, brother, when the region prayed,
Mm-hmm.
it was so powerful. I felt so safe that
Mm.
right after that prayer, when I got off that prayer line, the first nurse that approached me to take me into surgery, the little surgical
Right.
procedure,
Right.
she came up to me and she said, Mr. Muhammad, my name is Geraldine Grace, and I was sent to make sure you are comfortable with the procedure that you're about to go through and make sure you are prepped and ready. I screamed, Allahu Akbar. She
Mm.
shook her. She was like, you all right? I said, oh, sister. I said, your name is a
Mm.
sign from my God
Right.
that
Right.
whatever is wrong, y'all gonna find it.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
And she was Asian. And
Wow.
I said, aren't you Asian? She said, yes. I said, well, how did you get the name Geraldine? She laughed.
Right.
And brother, that's how powerful prayer is. So
Yes.
Master Father Muhammad let me know I'm with you, brother.
Yes.
Because it reminded me, as soon as it happened, I thought on the minister's experience.
Mm-hmm.
Minister
Right.
Farrakhan said when he was bleeding and
Mm-hmm.
had to be rushed to the hospital,
Yes. Yes.
he said the first person that entered his room was a nurse named Grace.
Yes. Come on. That's right.
And after I had that procedure, brother,
Mm-hmm.
they sent me back downstairs to intensive care. And the first nurse that walked in, my wife was standing by the bed, and I was telling her about Nurse Grace and the experience I had upstairs. I couldn't get through telling her about that experience. And the second nurse, a Latino nurse, comes in the room and said, I'm going to be your nurse for the day. My name is Angel.
Mm-hmm.
45 minutes up, me and my wife is tripping, brother. We like, look at Master Fard Muhammad showing off. 45 minutes after she introduced herself, another nurse, male Latino nurse, came in to draw my blood. His name was Gabriel.
Wow. Golly.
The fourth nurse at night when I came back, her name was Hope, and my doctor's
Mm,
name was Allah.
hey.
Syrian doctor, brother.
Wow. Wow.
That's prayer.
Yes, yes.
That's Allah answering his
Yeah.
servant, man. You,
That's
brother,
right.
you had enough to the good. I had enough in my sin savings alone, brother Chad,
That's right. That's right. Come on.
that
Yeah.
it didn't come back insufficient prayer.
Yes.
Because I believed that Master Fard Muhammad was going to help me. But I
Mm-hmm.
also said, Master Fard Muhammad, if this is it, if I am to transition, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for allowing me to help one of the baddest black men that ever lived, the Messiah. I said, but it's
Absolutely.
not my desire to die.
Right.
If you
Right.
allow me to live, I'll work
Mm.
harder to help the
Wow.
Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, brother.
Wow.
Prayer is very important, brother.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And second to that is the reading of the Holy
Holy
Quran.
Quran.
Because when you read the Quran, you talking to God.
Yes. 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 Praise be to Allah. Beautiful, brother.
Man, you got me so fired up, brother.
Allahu Akbar.
I'm so thankful to Master Father Muhammad,
Yes.
brother,
Yes. Yes.
for my family and my
Mhm.
children. They
Come on.
all played a role. I thank him for the believers, brother.
Yes.
The
Yes.
nurses, the black nurses, and the
Yes.
Latino nurses went to
Right.
work for me, brother. You would have
Right.
thought they was MGT.
Mm, mm, mm.
The all of the executives of that hospital, because it's supposedly a black hospital,
Right.
and
Right.
they call it Killer King.
Dang.
But I
Okay.
refused to go to any other hospital.
Right. Right.
And when the top administrator said, Mr. Muhammad, I came down here because I've always wanted to meet you. We've seen your work in the community. She said, but we wanted to ask you a question. Out
Mm,
of all the hospitals in LA, most people of your caliber
mm,
go to Cedar Sinai or Kaiser.
mhm,
Why did you elect to come here? And I looked up at her. I said, that's a good question. I said, let me ask you a question.
mm,
I said, is this not a good hospital? She said, sir, we're one of the best. We're ranked 19 in America.
mm, mm, mm.
We're ranked the 19th best medical emergency hospital in America. I said,
Wow.
see?
Wow.
I
Nice.
said, sister, let me tell you about me. If I were to trust anybody with my health, it's going to be my people.
That's right.
I said, number one. Number two, I'm known by the Jews in the ADL.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the top 10, according to them. I'm one of the top 10 anti-Semites in the Nation of Islam. I don't trust myself in their hand.
Mm-mm. No, sir.
I trust myself with you. She
Come on.
teared up. She
Wow.
said, thank you. Thank you.
Right.
Would you write a letter
Look
about
at
your
that.
experience? I
Right.
wrote it when she left the room. Me and my wife sit down and wrote it right then
That-
and
that-
there, brother,
Come on. Come on. Praise
and
be.
thank them because the way they treated us, the way the believers took over that
Mm-hmm.
hospital.
Allahu Akbar.
So,
Wow. Praise be to Allah.
but that was because of a lot of work that we've been
Yes.
doing in the community.
That's right. That's right. Alhamdulillah. Thank you, dear brother. I know we coming to a close. I would like for you to answer this on the way out. It's 8:51, and we most definitely want to keep it under 2 hours so we can post it for the listening audience that they can go back and hear part two also. But if you'll close us out with this question, the Holy Quran talk about that how Allah created man to face difficulties. Uh, what advice will you give to the believers in our listening audience who are facing illness or some form of difficulty in their life?
Thank you.
You are.
Well, I remember once hearing the minister saying
Mhm.
that sometimes Allah can't get a sincere prayer out of us
Mhm.
until we're facing some difficulty or some imminent danger.
Yes, yes, yes.
The Holy Quran sometimes says, little is that you give thanks.
Mm-mm-mm.
And Allah in the Holy Quran sometimes said, when I bring you out of a difficulty,
Yes,
son,
That's
You
right.
forget. You don't even thank me.
Ain't that something? That's just
Sometimes we pray, brother. I'm gonna be honest. I
yeah.
do not like fast praying people.
Yeah.
In the name of Allah, what the
Yes,
heck is
I know.
that?
Yes, yes.
Brother, Allah brings us through difficulty because he's trying to strengthen our faith.
Hmm. 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 Yes.
If you want to be the best,
Right.
if you want to be the best believer or the best God-fearing person,
Hmm.
he's got to put test on you.
That's right. That's right.
You can't take up nothing in this world.
Hmm. Hmm.
If you want to be a champion,
Hmm.
well, you got to have champion pedigree.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
You can't be a heavyweight fighter
Hmm.
and not go through some pain to learn how
Right.
to throw these.
Right. 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 That's right.
If
That's right.
you want to be with God, what you are saying is, God, I want to fight Satan with you.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Satan ain't no jive turkey,
No,
man.
sir. No, sir.
Satan is a human being with power.
Yes, you.
And you got to be spiritually, mentally, physically, morally, emotionally ready.
Right. 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 Yes.
See? So a good corner man
Mm-hmm.
or a good trainer will make sure his fighter know what pain feels like.
Come on. Yes, sir.
A good trainer will make sure he hit you in the stomach and you got to fight while being out of breath.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the round is over, when you come back to the corner, he can't be saying pleasantries.
Mm-hmm.
He can't sound weak.
Right.
Man, he whooping your butt. You think we should stop?
No,
What kind
sir.
of corner man is
No,
that?
sir. No, sir.
God is the most powerful corner man a believer could have.
Absolutely.
See?
Absolutely.
Because he talks strong to you,
Yes, he
man.
did.
Call on me.
Right, right.
See?
Look at that. That's right.
On me should you rely.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Every prophet, man, every great man, consequential man that Allah raises up, he puts pressure on them and he takes them through things so you as the follower can see what he go through, right?
Yes.
And follow him. Jesus didn't say, worship me.
No, no, sir.
Jesus told his disciples and the people, follow me.
Right, right. Mm.
Go as you see me go.
That's right.
That's what I tried to do. When
Mm.
I got ill, all I could think about is how the minister told us how he got through his cancer when he
Right.
had a serious operation. I remember him saying, I thanked Allah for the pain.
Right, right,
Well, that's the script.
right.
So Allah, he takes you through struggle so that when you get through it, you know it was only him.
Only him. Allahu Akbar.
Brother, the doctors couldn't stop. They couldn't stop my bleeding.
Mm.
It was when I prayed to Master Fraud Muhammad. I woke up at 2, 3 in the morning. I said this on the last podcast. I
Mm-hmm.
was trembling and I
Mm-hmm.
was very hot.
Right, right,
And I tried to press the emergency button and I couldn't. And I
right.
remember the minister said, brother, when you trying to reach me and you can't,
Mm.
meditate on me.
Yes, yes, yes.
See?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember calling on Allah, Master Fraud Muhammad, and I said the refuge prayer.
Yes, yes.
And right after I said the refuge prayer, I put on my earphones and I listened to the minister's music, and I'm constantly saying the refuge prayer, brother. And by the time that music ended, my body stopped shaking. But when I went in for the CAT scan, the doctor said, we don't know what happened. You stopped bleeding.
Wow.
You know why Allah takes you through the portals of death or pain?
Mm-hmm.
So that you could be a stronger bearer of witness that God is God.
That's right. That's right.
He takes you through tough things that couldn't nobody else handle but
Mm.
him.
Look at that.
And
Come on.
you come to know that. Will you
Mm-hmm.
now tell the world?
Mm-hmm. Testify. That's
And
right.
that's why the minister said, brother, you know, you now don't believe anymore. You know.
Oh, that's right.
It wasn't the doctors who saved you.
No,
It was Master Father Muhammad, and
that's
he sent you signs that he was with you.
yes. Confirmation. That's right. Yes, sir.
That's why he takes us through things.
Mm.
Sometimes he
Right.
has to stop us in our tracks to
Right.
get us to call on him.
Mm.
See?
That's right.
And
Beautiful.
he answers. Then
Mm.
he's going to see what you say. How you going to handle it?
Right. Right.
Are you going to get upset? Are you going to get disappointed with God because he
Yes.
allowed a little pain to hit you?
Ain't that something? That's right.
And sometimes, brother, we think Allah is doing something to us when he's doing something for us.
For us. Well point. Beautiful point.
Allah didn't give me diverticulosis.
Mm.
It was my failure to follow how to eat to live.
Listen.
I did that.
Right. Right.
He saved me from it.
Right. Allahu Akbar. Praise be to
That's
Allah.
why he takes us through. So thank him for the pain, man. He's your
Absolutely.
corner man. He's
That's
got to
right.
make sure you believe.
Believe. Absolutely.
And remember, I close with this.
Mm.
Whether you're a Muslim or Christian, whatever you say you believe, when you go through something and you don't handle it right, you're going to either know you're a real believer or you're a phony.
That's right. Praise be to Allah. Thank you, dear brother. Great time, and we at the close. We thank you once again,
Whoa,
Spirit
thank
Minister.
you.
We thank you for your testimony. We are keeping you still in prayer, and we look for an update sometime soon. We want to encourage all our listening audience, please go back and watch the first segment, and then rewatch the second one again. And please share it because it does help to close the gap. It helped to save life, and he gave us so much information. So we thank you for staying on to the end, and continue to watch Closing the Gap. And if you get a chance, anybody that would like to help and to donate, you will see at the bottom of our screen, we're going to have it rolling where you can send through Cash App, Zelle, and however you want to pay to help us out to keep the broadcast afloat. But we thank you once again, Student Minister Tony. May Allah continue to bless us all, family. As I leave y'all with the greeting words of peace and of paradise, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Alhamdulillah.